Jane, can you show us how to make a mandala cloth, please?
Yes, Emily, I would really love to do that. So thanks, Emily, for buying this fabulous, it's not really actually even crushed velvet, this one, but it's a really nice cloth. And luckily, they had just the right amount. So what I'm going to do, I want to make a square out of this. So I've got to smooth it out a bit because it's a bit stretchy to start with. And then I'm going to fold it so that we have a full square. So it's slightly longer that way, but it's got that edge, so I think it's pretty square actually. So I'm going to just do this velvet edge to velvet edge because, as you can see, it's got this funny little edge that we don't want to keep. So that might. So this part's a little bit fiddly. That's gone a bit far. It's just folded it. You were in there. That's it. Okay. That's pretty good. Okay. Well, that sort of has stretched over. So it seems to me that that's pretty much the spot. Oh, okay. That's fine. Since we could do some editing. And suddenly it's the cake is baked.
Cut down here?
Yeah, why not?
And it doesn't need to be exact at this point, does it? Because it's going to be
no.
cut
Folded,
further in.
cut. Yeah, exactly. But what I will do is take off this selvage image because obviously we don't want any of that. Luckily, this is a great fabric that won't even need hemming. So if anyone finds that and they're not partial to hemming, that's going to be a real boon. It's a beautiful colour.
It's great, it doesn't fray, it doesn't really, bits don't come off it.
Yeah.
And it was cheap as well, so this was for $4.99 a metre, something like that, so it's
terrific.
Really not expensive.
If it were me, I would probably do a really thin little hem as well, but, you know, it's not necessary. But imagine, you know, after a few celebration days and the girls handling it and, when they lift it up at the end, it would handle it better if it was hemmed. Good. Okay. So now I'm going to fold it into quarters. With the velvety side on the inside, just to make it a bit easier to cut. We'll go down this way.
So you got it folded in half, and then you fold it again, so it's in quarters.
Yeah. And then ease it onto the floor as smoothly as possible. Oops, do it that way. Not good. That way. Okay. So try to get out any wrinkles, otherwise this bit would be really tricky to do. And as you can see, the edges aren't meeting up exactly, but that will all be cut out when we do the next stage. So using the measuring tape, I want to see which, from the folded centre, which will be the centre of the mandala cloth, I want to see which of these edges is going to be the longest. Excuse me. So, just want to make sure I've got all the edges in there, and they are. So it goes from there to the centre is 27 3/8. This edge is 27 1. So we'll make it. We've got to make it the widest that it can be. That'll be the same all the way around. Will be 27 1. I mean, you could just do 27 if you wanted to. It would be fine, and it would be big enough. So I'm just going to measure that in an arc from the centre, and then I can cut that circle. So I might just do it 27 inches to make it simple. So I'm just going to put some pins in at that 27 point. Measuring carefully from the centre of the circle. So even though, look, when you look at it, you think, oh my goodness, we're going to cut a whole lot of stuff away. But it all means that you've got the same diameter, same distance from the centre. So it will turn out to be a circle. I think I'll get a few more pins, because if I start cutting that and then trying to do some more, the fabric might all move. And that might...
In here?
Yeah, just
Okay.
Like 4 would do.
Are they all in this? Yeah. Sorry, Jane, are they in this bag?
No,
Oh.
there's a bag of just shapes.
Sure, I just saw it.
Onto that.
You just had it though, didn't you?
I did. I didn't put it away anywhere. Oh yeah, it is in here. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. Oh, they're in the actual things. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Got you.
So I'm just pinching some pins from these locket shapes, because that's all we've got here. And that will do. So 27. 27.
So you've got the pins stuck in the cloth so that they show the shape of the circle,
Yes.
the quarter circle.
Yes. Okay. So now, with great care and confidence, I'm going to cut around that quarter circle.
And do you ever get any like dressmaker's chalk or anything to actually mark that out, or you just freehand cut it?
Because I don't know.
Brave like that.
Well,
confident.
I'm confident enough to do that, but you certainly could. But you don't want it. You need it pinned down because the fabric behind will move.
Mm-hmm.
So you do need it pinned down. You could sort of make that go like that. But what I like about this way is you've got that single point. So what you're aiming for with the scissors is you're just aiming for the next point in a bit of a light, soft curve. And this is, it's not terribly easy because I'm cutting through 4 layers. And I'm just, so I need to lift that up a bit. So I've detached it from the floor. So I'm not racing through it, I'm doing it quite carefully. And as I cut, I'm sort of keeping my eye on the next point I'm heading for. And of course, you can always trim it up a bit more later on. But this will get you pretty close to where you want to go. So even when I've taken the pin out, I'm kind of got a real sense of where that was, and I keep my eye on that as I head for the next, that spot and the next. This little distance was a little bit wide, but it'll work. So even though I've got my knees on the cloth, I'm being very careful not to pull it too much. So I'll just move the pins out of the way, and then lose them and end up in someone's foot. And move the cut bit of the way, and then we can open up the circle. See that all going well, we will have a beautiful circle.
Yay!
And that will do. That will do the job.
And it
Beautiful.
took 10 minutes, 13 minutes in total
Yeah.
with a little pin search.
Yeah,
It's really quick.
Yeah, and that's a lovely circle.
Mm.
I'm very pleased.
There
Thank
you go.
you.
Thanks, Jane.